So tonight's topic is going to be exciting because we're really going to talk about what happens when your wax does not adhere to the hair. What exactly does that mean? Because yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday I had my wax class, and I could tell a lot of people just don't understand hair growth cycles and why hair doesn't remove. So yesterday's model was great. She was a shaver though. And if you have ever come across a shaver, shavers are very, very difficult to wax. And the reason shavers are very hard to wax is because their root has never been removed, which means the blood supply is still going to the root is still being fed, and the root still grows. It's only everything above the skin is being affected. So that's why with shavers, you have to be very, very consistent in telling them that not all of the hair is going to be removed. The other thing is we still give unexpected expectations when it comes to waxing. So what happens with most of us estheticians, we're so happy we have a client. We're willing to tweeze. We're willing to go over and beyond, wax 2, 3, 4, 5 times over the same area, trying to get it to remove, not realizing that once you wax more than twice in the area, you're starting to irritate skin. So when you have wax, and it's not to say that your wax is bad, there's a lot of things that come into play when the wax is not able to stick or adhere to the hair. The first and most important typically is sweating, so water. Anytime you have water present on the hair, it's a little bit difficult for that wax to stick to it because the water is in the way. The second reason most of the time too is there's too much oil. We all know that water and oil don't mix. Bye friend. Sheena, have fun at the gym, girl. I'll catch up with you when I get back. I'll be back on Saturday. Okay. When you have water present on the hair and then you have oil present on the hair, we all know that water and oil don't mix, right? So then you have all kind of moisture present. So where exactly is the wax going to adhere? Where is it going to stick if you have all that stuff happening? So the conversation about powder comes into play. Powder will only deal with water. If you add powder and you've already have a sweater and then you're adding oil, the wax is still not going to adhere. Can you use oil or aloe before waxing a client? What would be the purpose of aloe? So, you know, the width of a pencil eraser, and I have a pencil eraser. So let's talk about that, because this to me is the biggest myth ever. Okay. Thanks, baby. So this is the width of a pencil eraser, right? The width. I can barely even pinch that. So my love gave me a measuring tape, and I don't even think I can go to a half. So if we have this like this, right? This is a full inch. And then, by the way, I love to have a full inch of hair. I'd rather have an inch of hair. We're saying that from the 1 to where my pencil tip is how long hair could be before we technically could actually remove it. That's a lie. 1/4 of an inch is nothing, especially if you have someone who's never waxed before and they shave. Remember, the thing about shaving is every time that client cuts the hair, it's where that incision point is where the hair becomes weak. So if they were to grow it out for, let's say, a month, most shavers can't do that. But let's say they grow it out for a month. When you actually look at the hair, you're going to see very thin at the end, and then it's going to go gradually to thick. Now, guess where that hair is going to break off? At the thin point, right? Because they've never had the root removed. So we tell shavers or brand new clients, you can have a 1/4 or 1/2 inch of hair and we'll be able to remove all of it. That's a lie. It's a lie. Because number 1, we don't know where they're at their hair growth cycles. Number 2, if they're a shaver, and I mean a true shaver, and they've been shaving for years, you're not going to affect that hair the very first time you wax. Thank you. So if we know this, let's be more realistic with our clients. I always tell my clients 1 inch. I want 1 inch full of hair. 2 is better. But I need at least 1 inch. And if you're not able to grow it out as long as you can, we're going to have the kind of results that you may not want. It doesn't do anything until it's out of the can. Now, What constitutes a bad wax? Is it because it irritates skin, it lifts skin, it's too hot? Like, what constitutes that? Then when you start talking about it, what did you do to affect and get the result that you got with the wax? Like, that's something that I always try to ask. And I tell people, okay, so what happened when you put it onto the hair? And then some will say, oh, it slid off. Okay, so you had too much oil on it. Oh, okay. Well, what happened when you put it onto the hair? Oh, the skin turned red. Okay, was it too hot? Was it too thin? Did you go over the area multiple times? When it comes to waxing, the key to it is getting the wax to adhere to the hair so that it will remove the hair from the root. That's the whole point of waxing. Now, everything that happens in between that we do sometimes is the reason why the wax doesn't do what it is meant to do. And a lot of it is user error. Sometimes we put too much oil. Sometimes we use powder and we don't need to. Sometimes we apply the wax in the same area multiple times, expecting all of the hair to remove. Wax not doing its job. Now see, every wax does its job. It's user error when the wax doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Because like I said, it doesn't do anything in a can. It's only when we take a stick and pull it out and put it onto the hair is what it does something, right? So I always go back and say, okay, so from the time you warmed your wax up to the time you took it out of the can and put it onto the skin, what did you do? All waxes start off equal, yes, because they all use the same thing. It all starts off with resin. You left it you left on people saying the wax didn't do a job. Okay, thank you. It's about what we do as well. And sometimes we do too much, which is why I've always said I don't apply anything to clients. I don't clean them. I don't put on any oil if I'm gonna do a Brazilian. I don't prep them if I don't need to. I'm not doing anything extra. I want to do as least as possible so that I can make sure the wax is going to get and adhere to the hair. I'm not cleansing them. And this has been a debate that I have been talking about for years. We're not doing a facial. All I'm trying to do is remove hair. So why are you cleansing the skin? So if you think about the steps of hair removal, which is what we do, it is nothing compared to what facials are doing. Facials add to. Hair removal is removal, so we're taking away. But we're only dealing with hair. So a lot of us get stuck saying, oh, I got to do something to the skin. I got to do something to the skin. I got to do something to the skin. And sometimes you do too much to the skin. And that's where the irritation comes from. That's where the pH is thrown off. That's where the uncomfortable with the client's like, oh, that doesn't feel right. I've always believed less is more. And when I say I've used so many lines, I've used the protocol where we've done cleansers. And I've seen more clients be irritated because of the cleansing process and then the hair removal than anything else. You do not need to prep and post them for Brazilian. The only thing we use for prep for a Brazilian is our prep oil. The only thing we use post Brazilian, depending on what this client's skin looks like, is either Calm or Ouch Balm. But we only use prep pads for bikini Brazilian. Anywhere else you wax on the body, you do not need any prep with my products. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. The other thing is all my clients apply it themselves. I'm not wiping nothing on anybody. I'm not cleaning. Another reason why sometimes the wax doesn't adhere to hair is because the cleanser has also done damage to the hair too. This topic is a true to home topic because a lot of us think in esthetician facial mode and not hair removal mode.